All right, so we'll do this again from, let's see. So I'm going to load up, welcome to week 5. We're going to load the tool, and we have here basic body 5. That's what I left off with last week. I will click and drag to add it and click edit. All right, I can see uh, here there are some things that I can say smooth out. Um, some things that maybe I want to, let's do standard, uh, smooth, and move around. Let's see, I've got, I'm just kind of refining and messing with it. And I'm doing Alt right here. Alt will dig in. Let's see, move topological and get my character. All right. Okay. So we're going to get into um, got this here. We've got our character, Shift F. And so from this point, let's start looking at what if I wanted to add something to it. I can do that. Uh, I want to add, say, some sort of hair or clothing or something like that. I can go ahead. I'm going to switch here to standard. Click S. And here, this is okay. But let's try this. Here, I'll do Control and click and drag to let that go. Let's do geometry and let's click divide. Now we're adding some, and we'll click divide one more time. You see where it says SDiv3. We're adding some geometry to our character. This is okay. I'm going to use Control to add a mask. Control will add a mask to our sculpt. And okay, and then Control. Okay, and go S, make this much smaller. Control and then Control Alt. Control Alt will take away. Alt. There we go. Now let's go ahead and we'll look at this other area for, let's see, I'm looking at subtool and this area that says extract. And if I click, we got a thickness set at 0.02. If I click extract here, we see this thing that extracts, and it's kind of like a Play-Doh, thing that comes out. This is a little thick, so I'm not crazy about it. So I'm just going to go ahead and click and drag here on the background. Where it says thickness 0.02, I can put that on, say, 0.01, enter, and then click extract. And then that'll make something a little shorter. And if I like that, I can go ahead and click accept. Okay, so this is a new thing. You see it's called extract 2. We'll rename it. We'll call it hair. And I'm going to hold control. I'm going to click and drag on the background to let go of that mask. From this point, I can click shift right around the edge. And that'll smooth it out. And if I turn that up, S, and then hold shift. Okay, we got kind of a Doc Samson, look to it. We can do things to this hair. We can click brush and we can go, let's look at this snake hook. Let's go ahead and click OK. And I'll turn off my symmetry. I'm going to pull some of this out. Let's see. Yes, and I'll go. There's other ways to add hair. There's other tutorials on it. This is just an idea. Okay. Yeah, we've done our hair. We can pull out some more. Uh, And I've done this, and let's see, we've already messed around with Dynamesh. We can do the same thing. Geometry, we can click Dynamesh, put a resolution. Well, what would it do at 128? Let's click Dynamesh. Nope, not very great. Let's click, what, 300 Dynamesh. And okay, so then we got that. And if I go and grab something like, let's take a look here at, what do I have? I think I got a trim adaptive. Let's give me a flat surface. So I can do something like that, make it kind of planed. Let's see. And don't forget, I can do like a control to mask one part of it, and then I can make the other side planed like this with trim adaptive. Let go of control. Here, I'll do control and click and drag on the background. That'll Dynamesh it. Um, and so, yeah, I just hold control and Dynamesh. I can also switch to what? Inflate. It gets thin. We could do stuff like that. And then in the long run, I think we can do, again, remember we got Z remesher. We can do, let's do Shift F. Let's look at our topology. I'll keep my topology the same, and I'll click Z remesher. And let's see what it looks like. So Dynamesh is cool, but again, we're looking to add a very clean mesh from something like Z remesher here. So I've added stuff. We can do the same thing. We can extrude. We can add other things. We can mask off certain parts and disconnect them. You know, if you wanted a lower half, make pants or whatever, you could do that. And so now what we're looking at is having to UV map something. I've also added some stuff here. So I want to UV map this while I have it on my subtool. I'll select the basic body one. I want to put my geometry onto expand geometry and put this down to subdivision level 1. There we go. So I can see my subdivision level. Now I want to start sculpting details, and I also want to create a texture map, color map, stuff like that. And we're looking at making a displacement map or even a normal map. So to do that, I do need to UV map it first. Uh, the best way to UV map it would be to export this out as a OBJ and bring it into Maya. I will be doing a video that will show how to do that. But for now, the fast way to do it is to go up here to Z plugin, subtool mask. Let's see, I'm using Z plugin, UV master, and then I will click unwrap. Okay, so it says an error occurred. What was our error? Let's see, Z plugin. Let's look at flatten. Flatten is only allowed on mesh without subdivision levels. Okay. So probably that might be the problem. I haven't done anything special or added any detail. If you have, then you'd want to do something else, but I am going to delete my higher subdivision levels at this point. I only needed to have them there to add the hair. Let's try this again, Z plugin, unwrap. And it's giving me an error. I'm not sure why. Do I have too much going on here? Let's click Z plugin, flatten. Let's see what it does. No UVs exist. Please create UV mapping. Okay, so and for this particular instance, I don't know why it's giving me errors every time I want to UV map it. I am going to go to Z plugin, subtool master, and save my Z tool. And I will call this band and basic body 5. Save. I'm going to go ahead and close ZBrush. Let's reopen it. Maybe it will actually work this time. Here we go, and I'll go to load tool, basic body 5, open. I will click and drag, click edit, and I'll turn off the light box. Okay, so from this point, I will click material, change it to basic material. I'm going to go, let's see, subtool. I got this selected. Go to Z plugin, UV master. I'm going to click unwrap. Let's see if this works. Error occurred. Why is this error here? Let me do control and click and drag. Control, click once in the background, click again. Okay, click and drag, holding control. Let's try this again. Z plugin, unwrap. Still give me errors. If yours works for you, that'll allow you to do some stuff with it. You would be able to create some things. Mine is not working. If yours works, great. You can ignore the following steps. I'm going to show you a manual way to do this in Maya. So I'm going to go to export. I'm going to export my part here. Call this OBJ. Expressive type OBJ. Click save. Okay, so I exported out that OBJ. I opened up Maya and I will click new. And Maya opens up. I will click file, import. bodymesh.obj. I will import it. Here I see it in Maya. I didn't bring in my hair, but you could do that as well. I'm going to select it, and then I am going to, if I want to make any changes here, additions, this could probably use some editing to some of the uh, geometry here. That's okay to do, but I'm not going to. I will go ahead. I have it selected, and I will go to, let's look at what we have here. Well, I'll go ahead and I'll go to UV 3D cut and sew tool. Let's go ahead and I'll switch here. I'll go from general to, and then my workspace from general to UV editing. In UV editing, here in my UV toolkit, turn on symmetry, object X. There we go. Good. Now I can see these on both sides. I am going to all right, so I am going to, this is the 3D cut and sew tool, or 3D, what is this, UV, 3D cut and sew UV tool. I will go right here to this edge that separates the head from the neck. I will double click. Why is it not double clicking? Doesn't seem to be working. I will right click. No. Switch back to select object mode. There we go. Object mode. Oh, okay. I did not create UVs. So what I need to do is go to create automatic. It creates my UVs. I will right click and go to edge, right click or left mouse button, click and drag, and go to move and cut and sew, move and sew. They'll go all together. From this point, I'll right click and go to object mode. And then I will go to UV 3D cut and sew tool. From this point, I can now click on this edge and look at that. And it gives us a little neat feedback too. The rest is pink, the other one turns gray. It's separated the head. That's nice. I like that. All right, let's we'll come to the features of the face here in a minute. Let's double click here, and I've created, because I made, remember that line that was going through the shoulder. Now I've clearly made a separated thing here. I'll go ahead and do it also one here around the wrist. Remember I made one there. So I will click, there's that one. Oh, that's so nice. Great. Let's go here. Remember I had separated the hand in half. So if I click this one here, look at that. It neatly cuts through the hand mostly in half here. Let's see what goes on this side. It ended right here, I can see. Oops. I'm going to click this one here right in the middle. There we go. I'll click this one right in the middle. Nope. Click this one right in the middle. There we go. That connects. I'll click this one. There we go. And now I just need to connect them here. So I'll click and drag here. That connects that. To heal, I can heal. You see that I have this, oops, this here. If I hold control, it'll seal it back up. I'm creating this edge. There, that one goes over. Let's make this one come, oops. Let's do this one. Uh, 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 uh. Okay, oops, I double clicked here around the thigh, and you see it did this whole wraparound thing, which I'm not crazy about at all. That was the whole reason of me putting the split around here. Let's see if I can double click. No. Let's see, I'll double click here. No. Let's do one here. No. Not so cool. So this one kind of sucks, but it's not too bad. If I go here and I start from the top and I hold shift, I can go right on down and it'll go right along this edge loop all the way to the bottom. I'll hold shift and I'll keep going down right till we get in the middle, around the middle. Okay, so I'm going around this side and I'm going to click shift and I'll go down on the front. Okay. Let's go down here. All right, so I can see now there's this whole area, and here right in the middle, I want to look at them going across here. So I'll say right here, going up the middle, I'll hold shift, and I'll go right up here. There we go. I'm going to go along this one and hold shift and control and heal up this one. There we go. That went that way. Very cool. And now with this, go right across. Okay, so there we have that. That split that part. Let's go ahead. I'm going to double click right here and it'll split right up the back. That's good. That'll allow this part to open up. Let's double click around the bottom here. There we go. Great. Let's double click here. Oh, that one did not work out so well. Let's try this. Nope. Let's try this. Nope. Let's try this. No. So this one also is something that manually I have to go through. Fortunately, it's the foot, and it's not that bad. I can go ahead and hold shift and go right up the front here towards the back. And I'll do it on this side, right up this way. Hold shift. Oops. And the back here. Let's see, I'll hold control on this one. I'm going to double click right up here on the inseam. There we go. I'm going to double click right here on the bottom of the arm. Going lengthwise. No, not worked out very well for that, did it? Here, let's do right here. There we go. It's not too bad. All right. So we got all that. Let's do this one right up the back of the head. All right. Let's go. We're going to double click. Let's do it right here around this ear. Not too shabby. I'm going to undo it though. And I'm going to do this one inside of it. Look at that. That's pretty good. Nice island for the ear. I'm going to double click right here around the lip. I'll hold shift. I'm going to do this one on top. There we go. Good. Separated the interior of the mouth. And let's look at going around the edge of the eye. If I double click here, oh, look at that. Nice and clean. Good. Let's look at the nostrils. Do we have anything for the nostrils? Not really. We can go along it. Control that one. All right. There's not really anything for the nostrils, and there's really not a big reason for me to do that, but I'm putting it there anyways, and you could always select what's there and then extrude it inside. Those of you using Maya, you know what I'm talking about. All right, so there we have it. We've laid these out, and honestly, the auto UV process in ZBrush is okay. It lays it out like a bear rug. It's not great. So I prefer it to do it this way anyways, and I did it within how much time here? It took about 10 minutes, I think. So I'm going to go ahead. I've used the select tool, and I'll go into my UV selection mode, UV shell. I'll go ahead and select all my UV shells. I will click Control or Command, depending on what you're in. Control U or Command U. If you're in Mac, it's Command U. PC is Control U. There we go. And I can see here here's my arms. I can move them. I can W to rotate. I think this is the right way. If I turn off my symmetry, off, let's see, this is still on the right. Okay, very good. I'll keep that back on. So these are the arms. Let's see, body, rotate, legs, rotate this way. I can turn off my symmetry again. Let's see, this is this way. Here is, which hand is this? This is the hand, the top hand of left. This is bottom right. This is top left. This is bottom right. Sole of the foot here. Yeah, sole of the foot of left. Is that right? Let's see, ear. This is ear on right. This is ear on left. My socket left, eye socket right. Go. Okay, so of course we are making all of these fit into the 0 to 1 space. And let's come down here. We might be able to get them to fit in the 0 to 1 space as is. In fact, I think it's very possible. Go. So not quite, but let's see, I'm going to keep the head the same size. I don't want the head, I don't want to lose that. I don't want to shrink it down, the head. I like it the size it is. For the rest of these, I'm shrinking down enough. There we go, in the 0 to 1 space. Very good. I'm going to right click the 0 to 1 being this space here, 0 to 1, right there. Okay, UVs are set up. Great. We're going to right click. We're going to go to object mode. I can go ahead and go to File, Export Selection. I'm going to save it over the same OBJ that I saved it as before. Mesh OBJ. I'm going to click Export Selection. Do I want to replace it? Yes, I do. Here back in ZBrush, I have it selected, the first one. I'm going to click Import. I have this selected and I want to replace it. Why is it giving me all these things? I don't know. Acting weird. Okay, Load Tool. Basic Body 5, open. Click and drag. Edit. Turn off the light box. Subtool 1 is selected. I will click Import. Body Mesh OBJ, open. And there it's replaced it. And let's see, the test to see if our UVs came in. We can go here to where it says Texture Map and where it says Create. And you have all these options, new from Polypaint and so on. If it didn't have a UV map, these would be grayed out. So this is the test. But now this is great. We have the UV map and we can go ahead. We can add details to this and we can paint it and then we will export those as a displacement map and a texture map. All right, I think that's about it for this week. I'm not going to get into the details yet. I think we'll save that for next week. Thank you. Email me if you have any questions. Of course, most important thing, Z plugin, subtool master, save Z tool. And I'm going to save this. And I'm going to save this as basic body 5 for week 5 and save. And this is what we will turn in. Do I want to place it? Yes, I do. All right. Thank you.